Beep beep everybody, hope you're all having a great day. In this video we're taking a tour of the Duncansville Antique Depot, and on the right side of the building is where you will find the Antique Depot Gallery. And this is the front of the place, and they have flea markets here during the warmer months of the year on Saturday and Sunday, and you can see how long the building is. The left side is made up of other stores. One of them being sort of like an Ollie's type store. Anyway, when you go in and you go into the gallery area, not where the cases are, to the right, let's see, there are 3 rows that go back, and this is on the right side. There's this whole bunch of cases here. You can see there's a Dave Parker rookie, a George Brett rookie, and a number of vintage cards here, all different sports. You'll find predominance in Pirates players, and mostly because this is closer to the Pittsburgh area in Pennsylvania. And you'll see they have a whole mix of stuff in here, from football to non-sports like Elvis Presley. There's a 1975 Topps Mini Complete set for $875. So if you've got the money for that and you're looking for one, there's one right there. They have some basketball complete sets. There's some factory sealed stuff there. Hockey cards. Here's some more vintage baseball. There's a Robin Yount rookie in both the mini and regular size. I apologize for the lighting. I always have this problem in these antique malls. They have the fluorescent lighting above, and it just shines off the window. There's some football cards in binders. Starting lineup. Some sealed sealed factory sets of some of the smaller box sets. A poster from Los Angeles Dodgers. Looks like it dates back to the 60s maybe. A 1993 Topps complete set and a binder. At the end of the video we'll go over the stuff I bought here. I did buy some stuff from this seller, and this seller has quite a large setup. It's an 87 Topps rack pack back there. Some more non-sports cards like Garbage Pail Kids or whatever that was called. Rocky 4. Going around, there's a bulletin board where they have all these cards in, I guess, card savers that are priced about $2 each. And there's a Derek Jeter draft pick. There's a bunch of Roberto Clemente cards. More modern ones. The vintage ones are worth a lot more, and they would be in the case. And you see there's some basketball. And here's some vintage stuff here. There's a Lou Brock and a Rod Carew. More basketball. There's some 1970. There's a Barry Bonds rookie. Some football cards. So if you're looking for all kinds of different sports, this is definitely a good booth to go into. And I picked up a couple things off this bulletin board, and I'll show you those at the end of the video. Some hockey cards. And as you can see, there's a lot of empty spots, so people are definitely buying stuff. There's some record albums and some more assorted, mostly Pittsburgh-related stuff in this one display here. And some things you can hang up on your wall. There's a Wheaties box. I kind of went by that a little too fast. I apologize for that. I'm still an amateur videographer. There's some 87 Topps rack packs. I believe those were $2.50 each, if I can recall that. I was thinking about getting some of them, but I got distracted by other stuff. Now, a little bit further down the aisle, and then on the left side, there are all these complete sets in these IBM binders and Field and Stream binders for magazines. And these were mostly early 90s sets. And a lot of them I didn't have. They did have 2004 and 2002 Topps, and I looked at them and they were missing some cards, so I didn't buy those. There's some 89 Bowman factory sealed sets in that box. a whole bunch of junk wax boxes, some supplies too, and here's a whole bunch of factory sealed stuff from the junk wax era. And I mostly built up my junk wax collection of stuff that I didn't have from the cellar over the last year or so. Some Barbie dolls, some more junk wax boxes, and I bought 2 boxes from this cellar, and I'll show you those at the end, and we'll probably open those up in another video. There's a tub of baseballs, some framed posters, and a whole bunch of assorted stuff. Further down that aisle, I found a 1989 Topps football box of rack packs for $50. There's some photos and framed photos and some more sealed sets. There's a 91 score, and I believe that's an 88 Topps set for $14. And right after this cellar, we go around to the last row, and going back towards the front on the right side is this cellar. I always stop here. He has 10-cent, 25-cent, 50-cent bins, and I always find stuff in there. He had a lot less baseball this time, but I'm sure it'll get built up in time. I usually leave with like about 20 or 30 cards, but I only left with a couple this time. As you can see, he had a lot of factory sealed small boxes, and there's some other hand collated complete sets back there that I think I picked up one from there, one that I didn't have. And now we're up in the case area, and there are a lot of baseball cards up here. I believe this is the same seller that was selling the junk wax boxes, has his case up near the register here. There are 2 rows of cases, and you can see there's a big assortment of stuff in there. There's a Stadium Club Dome box, and there's some sealed small box factory sets, and some blaster boxes of different sports, and a lot of singles that range from vintage to modern. And further down that aisle, there's one that is focusing mostly on Pittsburgh-related stuff, but on the top shelf there, but has a big assortment of a variety of sports, mostly modern, you can see there. And a lot of these were like 50 cents, and from what I can remember. I didn't buy anything from this one, but I may look at it a little more closely the next time. I go to this antique mall sometimes once a month, sometimes every other month. There's some basketball blaster boxes, mega boxes, some singles from all different sports. Some are focused on specific players there. Again, I apologize for the lighting. I need to figure out how to film this better to lower that reflection off the window. There's some vintage stuff on the bottom shelf of this case, along with an assortment of basketball packs. And we'll go further down, and there's a 1977 and 76, 78, 79, and 74 complete sets for several $100s each. I have never asked to open those up to see what condition they're in, but they are there if you're interested in them. There's some signed baseballs and assorted hand-collated sets. Going around into the front of the cases, there's this really old style case here with a lot of vintage in there. The seller of this one was on the premises at the time I was looking at this, and I bought 3 cards from him, and he knocked off $5 of each one for me, and that was very kind of him. And if you get a chance to look at this and he's around, he might make a deal for you too. As you can see, there's a lot of things under $30, and there's some more pricier items in here, like Mickey Mantles, and I was curious. I was thinking about the 1965 Pete Rose he had, but I decided not to spring on it because I was already building up quite a big bill at that time. Here's some more hand-collated complete sets, some factory-sealed sets. A whole assortment of different sports-related stuff, including supplies. A 1992 Topps Gold set complete. I don't remember how much that cost, but There's my finger. Oops. Further down that aisle, there's some more hand-collated complete sets, some factory-sealed sets, more supplies. Of the antique malls I go to, this one tends to have the most in bulk of all of this stuff. So we're nearing the end of this tour, and I'm going to show you what I got right after we're done right here. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the tour of Duncansville Antique Depot, which is just outside of Altoona, Pennsylvania in Duncansville. Let's go over what we got there. So if you remember in the early part of the video, there was this guy that had all these junk wax boxes. Well, I decided to buy myself a box of 91 Fleer Ultra. Price on this was 15 bucks. We'll probably open this up in a separate video and have a look at these. I don't think 91 Ultra was the most popular set back in the day. I think 92 onward, people were a little bit more interested in. But I've opened it up here and there with things like trying to remember the jam packs. The old school one that has junk wax packs in it, and I think I've opened up some of those and I've enjoyed them. I've also bought this Leaf Studio from 1991. This was 15 bucks. This is sealed, featuring the Rod Carew puzzle. This is not a set that I collected back in the day, and I have only opened up maybe 1 or 2 packs over the course of my return back to the hobby, so I thought I'd buy one of these and we'll open this up on another video. Now around to the back of the store, down that third row, there are 3 rows. When you go in, the registers to your right, you make a right turn and you're into the actual mall part. There are 3 rows that go back quite a ways, and those junk wax boxes were on the row to your right. I never find baseball cards in the middle row, but when you're in the third row, I usually go around the circumference and come down the third row. But if you're going up it's on the left. If you're coming down, it's on the right. That's the one that had all the bins that had 25-cent cards. And I decided to buy some hand-collated sets from this seller. There was a 1996 Fleer update for 12 bucks. And I don't think these ever came out in a factory set. So here you go. I don't think we're going to pull them out or anything to have a look at them. I'm going to pull this out. Be easier to get the cards out. And these look like this. Okay. And if these were in order, now they're not. And fold it up, paper towel. I also bought 2001 Fleer Greats of the Game. I think I've come across a couple of these in the past. Like the set, thought it would be interesting to get. And let's see if I can get one of these out here to show you what they look like. For some reason, I like these little oddball sets. They look like this. There's Bill Terry, and it's mostly like old-time Hall of Famers and stuff. So I'll put that back. I don't know if we'll have that do a video of that or not. I have a lot of these little things that I pick up, and I usually don't always do videos of them. The other set I bought was the 1989 Score Rookie and Traded set, and this seller separated the Griffey card from it so that I could see the condition of it, and I wanted I thought, well, this is pretty cool, because sometimes when you buy these, depending on how they were stored, I sometimes open them up and they're full of corner dings. So it was nice that the seller pulled this one out to show the condition of it. It was sitting on the shelf like this. And I was like, well, this is pretty cool. So at least I'll be guaranteed that the Griffey's in pretty good shape. Whereas when you buy this set and you don't really know, and you later get it home, and it's like, oh no, all my cards have corner dings. Let's go over the singles. So this is from the 25-cent bin from that same seller that I bought the hand collated sets. We have a, I think this is 2016 Topps, The Greatest Streaks. Oh, sorry. Ted Williams, 84 consecutive games reaching base. And we have another Ted Williams card, Topps opening day from 2019. 150 Years of Fun with Ted Williams, who was an avid fisherman. And if you don't know this, I believe he wrote a book about fishing. He used to live in the Florida Keys, and he did a lot of fishing in his retirement years. Own the Game, Maglio Ordonez. This was a 10-cent card. 2008 Topps, it looks like. Yep. And this was from the bulletin board where we had $2 cards. This is a 2000... Oh, I don't remember the year. It's kind of hard to see. 2000 something. Upper Deck Decade 1970 set. And I have a couple cards from this set that I've come across in the past, and really like the design of these. Maybe someday I'll seek out a complete set of this. But for now, I've got the Roberto Clemente that's in that set. I'm missing the 1980 Topps Willie Stargell, and I think this was probably a little higher than the Stargell normally goes for. But we're in Western Pennsylvania, where all Stargell cards go for a lot more. So, I needed it. It was there. I didn't have to pay any shipping, so it's maybe 50 cents more than what you would find in a card shop, maybe. So I thought I'd get it, and it's a pretty good shape. That's what the back looks like. I did buy that Barry Bonds rookie. It was only $2. You see these for only $2. You usually swoop them up. Not sure how much they go for. I know High Value and Beckett has these at $20, believe it or not, but most of the time you can find them between $5 and $10. Depending on the seller. We have a 1970 Topps. This is the 69 ERA leaders of Dick Bossman, Jim Palmer, and Mike Cuellar. And I thought this card was in remarkably good shape for a 1970 card. The corners look really sharp. There's like one little printing glitch there, which seems common with these older cards. And there's the back of it. The back looks really nicely centered. This one's a bit off on the front. It's a little bit skewed, more so left to right, but it's kind of has a little bit of an angle to it. Also from the same seller, this is the All-Star card of Brooks Robinson from 1968 Topps. Got this for $5. Yeah, it's off center. The corners are show a little bit of wear, but it's not a bad looking card. I thought that was a good deal for $5. Also bought this 1971 Carl Yastrzemski for $5. Hard to find 71 cards in great shape. This was a better looking card than most of them that I see out there in the wild, so I thought I would pick this one up. That's what the back of that looks like. That same seller that sells all the junk wax boxes has a case in the front, and I picked this one out of his case. It's a 1968 Topps Hank Aaron All-Star card. Got this for $15, and it looks pretty sharp. It looks really nicely centered. The corners look all really good, and the back is just part of you stick the cards together to form basically a puzzle, I guess. And the corners look sharp back there too. So I was really pleased with this one. And the last purchases are I got a deal off of the dealer that had this case was there on the premises, and he offered me $5 off of each one of these cards. I picked up a 1971 Pete Rose for 25. He had it marked as 30. A little corner wear. It's hard to find them without that, but not a bad looking card. I thought that was a pretty good deal on that. A 1966 Lou Brock, and this one looks mostly sharp. The corners have some wear. There's a little printing glitch there that I overlooked because I like the centering of this. I was like, I think I could deal with that. The back looks really, really sharp on this. There's a little bit of strange stuff going on here with the cut. Makes me wonder if it might have been trimmed in the distant past by somebody, but I can't really tell because the measurements look pretty good on it. I measured it and it came out to 2.5 inches in these areas, but where there's this little curve here, I don't know if you can see that. There's a bit of a curve here, and that's just slightly more than 2.5 inches. So it's possible that this card may have been a lot wider than 2.5, and somebody may have tried trimming it to get it to 2.5. So I didn't see this when I was there. I saw it later on when I was at home. One of the problems with shopping at antique malls is the lighting isn't the best, and when they're in top loaders, sometimes the top loaders are pretty good at hiding details. And that was one detail that I missed, and I should have looked at it a little bit closer. I thought it was just a little bit of an edging issue. It's possible this might have had a trimming done to it, and I'm not saying that the seller did it. It could have been done any time between 1966 and now. So we'll leave it as that, and it's just one of those things you have to be aware of when you're out there, and sometimes you miss them, and this is a case where I missed one. But having said all that, I still think it's a really nice looking card. I'm not in the business of investing. I'm not in the business of selling. I'm not interested in selling my collection. I am a buyer, and a buyer only. And the only time I may ever consider selling is maybe when I get really, really old and I need some money. Maybe I might think about it then. But I plan on keeping these things for the rest of my life, and because I enjoy them. So having said that, whatever happened here, maybe a trimming, maybe not. You know, I'm not really sure. I'm not an expert on that stuff, but still a nice card. And I think this was the best card I bought there. Maybe priced a bit high. He knocked it down $5, like I said, to 25. Beckett gives a high value for this as 20, but this seems a rather exceptional card. It's really nicely centered. The corners are all sharp on it, and when you come across cards that are that sharp, they usually carry a little bit of a premium to their price. So I was willing to pay a little bit more for this one just to get a really nice condition card. When I shop for cards, condition does matter to me. I really do like sharp looking things because they present well. And this is really early in his career, as you can see. I don't think it's his rookie card. I'm pretty sure of that. But he only had the one season here and injured the previous season. So that was my big find, I think, the 1966 Jim Hunter. As I understand it, these were... Beckett gives this a DP next to it, so it means that they must have been double printed to fill in the sheet. And that's probably why the price on it is lower than it normally would have been if it had been produced in the same number of cards as non-DP cards. So that is all the singles and all the stuff I bought at Duncansville Antique Depot, just outside of Altoona, Pennsylvania. So if you're ever in that area, I highly recommend visiting that place. I will put a link in the descriptions. Pardon me. I will put a link in the description below to their website. What I believe they have a website, but if they don't, I'll try to find a social media link like Facebook or wherever they post news about their location. I have never been to the flea markets there. So I can't comment on that, but I think they have information about that on their website. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a great day. Take care, and thanks for watching. Beep beep, everybody.